As 1460 just pops in. The Wissington, the King of Denmark, also part of the Slavonian War. It's actually, yeah, like I said, it's the Lithuanian conquest of Wenden. And like I said before, everybody is just pretty much in the middle of getting all their assets together. I'm actually kind of ashamed. It's kind of a shame that I wasn't able to do a proper time lapse of this game, because I was actually messing around with time lapsing over lunch, and the first 20 years of this game has already been very, very exciting. And it's only been what, an hour that we've been broadcasting so far, and already the landscape of Europe has drastically changed. So many territories being flipped all over the place, and it's really interesting to see how Castile has felt the brunt of it. Of course, Bohemia getting knocked out instantly and having to move into the east, into Ming. But what will Castile do? Where will they move to? Are they going to be... Where is actually the problem here for Castile Burgundy getting a bit of territory there? Where is Castile? Yeah, they're at 100%. What are they going to take? What are they going to lose? Is France going to take most of this northern territory? Is Aragon going to move into Toledo, which this war is for, so it most likely will be for? Has Portugal already slipped away into the Atlantic? Exciting stuff. Grey Gulf as the Venetians. Grey Gulf actually came out as the Scandinavians last time, and it's actually the conquest of against the Papal State. This is against conquest of Romagna. So let's take a look where that is. Right there. So yeah, the Papal State is feeling it as the Venetians moving in. The Venetians got a nice thing going on here. They need more rivals, obviously, but they won't be able to use their power projection all that well. They need one more rival. Money-wise, not getting all that much. -3 a month at +400. And they, how many loans do they have? None. Or do they? No loans out. And like I said, the French have managed to take over the entirety of the northern coast of Iberia. Very, very curious here. How does this war actually looking? Because the Castilians are pretty much half a sickle here in the all the way down into Andalusia, into Spain, into the Atlantic. Portugal, in the meantime, is colonizing quickly, trying to get as much territory as they can. They've already taken the Cape Verde. They're on the verge of jumping into the Rio Grande. The main problem with this is, though, is they're not really taking into account the climate here. There's a real problem that people are going to have. Actually, it's a temperate zone, so the Rio Grande is going to be fairly easy to colonize. They need to take this over here in order to hop straight into the Caribbean, and the Caribbean is a lot of money, to say the least. So we'll see if they manage to be able to do so. The English now finally at war with the Scots. The Leinster War of Honor against the Scottish. And we will actually see whether or not this is going to be, this is going to allow the Scots to do something here. Maybe take over Yorkshire, Northumberland. I doubt it will be, though, because there's too many English troops here to do anything. However, well, let's take a look actually at their power. 21,000 troops. They've already sold off all their territory in Europe to the French to give that bonus to opinion with the French. Taking a look here at their yeah, they have the Scottish as their rival. Not getting any power projection out of that, though. Looking over towards Burgundy. Wow, they're getting tons of monarch points extra now because of the power projection. And they're getting more trade power as well because of set power projections. Plus 70. Impressive, to say the least. Quickly looking over towards the chat. Is Terra Incognita art thing in vanilla? Yes, this is the new Terra Incognita art. It's brand new. it's going to be added soon for you guys to enjoy. It used to be very gray, but now we've added these things. And there's like yeah, this thing, fleur de lis as well. But France is shaping up to be the primary power in Europe already, but Granada's growing and Castile is stuck. Castile have only one piece of territory out in the Atlantic. Yes, I agree. It does need more sea monsters. It needs more Here Be Dragons added to it. The Antiglade once again at war for the War of Neumark. Conquest of Neumark. Pomeranian War of Neumark. Interesting. Is Brandenburg interesting. Is Neumark is no, they can't be. Brandenburg. They don't have any vassals. Pomerians not doing anything. They're just going against the Teutons. And this is just going to leave the door wide open for the Brandenburgians to take over these two territories. The Teutons are kind of taking themselves over. Maybe we'll see a Prussia this game as well, because Lithuania is just plowing around. They're not having too much trouble here at all. But yeah, maybe we're going to see an AI Reconquista, because... Wait, no, don't tell me. Really? Really? Castile is selling their territory to Granada. Castilian reconquest of Granada. Castile is trying to get their course back in this war against Granada. So Granada's kind of big and kind of strong. What can Granada do? Well, first of all, Granada has a slight problem here. Their overextension is 172%. They're trying to integrate Cadiz. And there's going to be rebels everywhere. They're all Catholic. Yeah, Castilian patriots. This is this a long con maybe by the Castilians to get their territory back? The Aragonese? Yeah, this is going to get annexed completely. There's no way in hell that Castile's going to come out on top here. Also, this is interesting. Morocco is actually grown. But this is one of the weirdest Iberias I've seen in a very long time. Galicia is actually here. Aragon is here. Granada is here, of all things. As well as the French that decide to dip in their baguettes into Iberia. Yep, this is now a thing. The English need to learn to get some allies because the Scots are rolling them in Northumberland as well as in Cumbria. And they're moving into Lancashire as well as Yorkshire now. This is not working out too well for them. Well, if this is an exploit, like you're saying in the chat, then we will nerf it pretty much instantly, because we do have a rule in-house. The rule is you're allowed to use exploits only once. Then you report it, will get nerfed and or at least patched up next session, at least the next instance that we play the session, and pretty much from there on we can decide on what will happen. But like I said, exploits are allowed once. It's one of the things that we were talking about, like in the very first session, well, Conquest of Paradise. The English managed to conquer a territory very, very quickly early on, get fleet basing rights, and start colonizing all of North America before the 1500 kicked in. So, yeah. Why did Granada accept the provinces? Because Reconquista. That's why. Also, they are... Yeah, one of the names is called the Reconquista, where the Muslims in Granada need to take back all of Iberia in order to win the game. And this is probably one of the weirdest ones I've seen so far. Well, at least there's no polar bears, I guess, in Dumiat this time around, which is always a nice thing. However, Burgundy not at war. Are they actually... What are they actually doing? They're not getting any subjects. Are they... They're trying to fabricate a claim in Koblenz in Trier. So that's Köln. So that's right there. It looks like Burgundy is trying to expand into the HRE. Speaking of which, the HRE is it's got 45 princes remaining. I don't think they're going to last very long, though. There's too many strong powers in Europe that are would not be interested in seeing a strong HRE at all. Meanwhile, the Danes, are they trying to integrate anybody? No, they're just they're coring right now. They're not really looking to do anything. They've got, obviously, their personal union with Norway. Chance of inheriting on death is pretty low. And their opinion is pretty low as well. So Sweden will probably get released. Galicia is... What? Galicia in northern Iberia is a vassal of the Danes, everybody. Denmark has a potential foothold in Iberia to cross the Atlantic. So let's take a look here at the rest of the world and see what's going on. Timurids are expanding quite nicely. The Uzbek, how are they doing technology-wise? Still not on tech level 4. Muscovy is being blocked by Perm still. But Uzbek are doing quite nicely. Expanding all over the place. Do they have any... they're currently at war with Kazan. So that was pretty much to be expected. Timurids looking to probably integrate the Persians later on. Baluchistan being taken over by Timurids as well. Straight into Chagatai. Pretty much to be expected. The rest of Mysore expanded a little bit. It looks like the player Vianjar or I still can't pronounce this for the Vijayangar. Vijayangar? Vijayanagar. Vijayanagar. Vijayanagar? Let's go with Vijayanagar. 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 Viagra, as some of the devs in-house apparently call it. Anyway, Mameluk's doing the same thing. Not having too much trouble at all here. It's really France that's looking so scary. Vijayanagar. V-Land. Dying in pain. Oh, and Jonas is lagging behind. All right, so what's currently going on in Granada? These are words that I never thought I would see in the same sentence. Granada is doing weird shit. They're not really allied with anybody. Yeah, they're allied with Morocco. But, you know, Aragon is allied with England. No, at least have a more royal. Yeah, they're allied with the French, the Burgundy, and England. Portugal stands alone, except with England. England doesn't really have much against the Portuguese. I'm really worried about the Portuguese, though. They were first last session, and they immediately have to sprawled out, looking to get into the New World. We won't be able to see them into the New World until the next session, most likely, because they won't have the momentum just yet, but we shall see. Crimea is expanding a little bit into Kazan. Muscovy is pretty much the only access they have into trade is the White Sea, which they control almost completely, but they won't be able to create Russia anytime in the near future. Lithuania, access into the Baltic. Sweden looking strong. Norway potentially being integrated into Denmark soon. But oh dear, the Scots are all over England.